stands out?
Nothing that we lost.
You're up like 12 in the top of the third, and then it started to swing. What, other than Bryce, what could you control?
Yeah, well, obviously fouls were an issue for our main guys, right, and our length at the rim. So, you know, there was times there where we had to really play a lot smaller. I give our guys a ton of credit. I think that we were locked in. I think that we tried to execute the game plan at a very high level. Obviously, Bryce is a really good player. You know, we battled ourselves on the boards, which has kind of been a deciding factor the last 2 times against this team. And we kind of, you know, hung in there even though we had to play some different kind of lineups. I'd say this with a ton of respect for everybody. I'm probably the only guy that has been in games as a coach against Michael Jordan. And Bryce, in a lot of ways, right, at here, and the way he plays and the things he can do and the way he turns it on is really, really unique. Really unique. I mean, it's tons of respect for him. I felt like I was around him as a young guy way back with the Utah Jazz when he was with us for a little while, to just see where his career is and the things that he does and his level of competition. You know, hats off to him. And, you know, on the back end of that, hats off to my guys. I thought we were battling the whole way. Obviously, it doesn't feel good when you're trying to figure out the level that you need to guard him at, and it's maybe the toughest thing. And, you know, you get him into some pick and roll situations, and then, you know, it's really, really hard with the pace and where that screen is to be able to defend it. And unfortunately, you know, you get some fouls on that too.
Get back to you guys and you can't say Jordan and Cotton the same sentence about us. It's like, can you...
Well, in the NBL and the things that he's accomplished, guys, I mean, he's a unique, and I give my guy Kendrick Davis a ton of credit, and I give DJ, and I give Trez, and we were locked in. But the career and what he's done and how he plays out there, and then, you know, he gets to his spots, and when the game's on the line, you kind of know what's going to happen, and then it's still quite a chore to be able to defend it, contest it. You know, he's so twitchy. You know, and today he was on the ball a little bit more than being off the ball, which, you know, they play their flash game, and then, you know, he's twitchy without the ball, and today he's twitchy with the ball, and that's a different kind of pickup point, a different kind of pick and roll defense instead of flash defense. But, you know, what Bryce has done and what he's accomplished, and, you know, I got to be honest, I knew kind of where he was with a point total because I'm working the score as a team thing and not an individual thing, because I feel those threes just like my team does when we take those timeouts. But, yeah, it's obviously a very hard challenge, and, you know, hats off.
How did you handle working out with Trez as the foul started to get you? Keep him out there, or do you take him and try and maintain? Because every time we got back out there, we got another one.
Yeah, well, the fouls swung on us, right? I mean, we got 2 on Doolittle early, and then we couldn't get another foul on him for a long time. And we kept mounting fouls between Trez and Ice, and that kind of swung the game for us. Now, we probably post up way more than we did a whole year, right? Because type of game this was, felt like we had an advantage. The advantage was definitely in our favor early on. That also helped us control the game. It might not look pretty. It might look a little funky when people are kind of standing around, but it effectively did what we needed to do for a while. And then we once the fouls started mounting, you know, we get into some different lineups. We've had some different lineups without Jarrell. When I've got my top 8, I feel like we're the best team in the league. And that's an interesting statement too, right? With everything that we've gone through and what our overall record is. But I think the group believes in themselves. We found some rhythm being in small ball. I give their bigs a lot of credit. Pinder really got to the glass there late and caused some havoc for us. But we were definitely playing more matchup basketball tonight.
You know, it's the grand scheme of things, it's the last game of the regular season, and you had nothing to lose tonight, right, as far as the ladder position. How do you leave here tonight? You've talked about a lot of positives, you've talked about a couple of negatives. You leave here happy with the way between playing tonight and the way that they go into playoffs?
Well, I mean, I guess we're sitting in the lead on the point differential, right? I think that it's been quite a journey that since we started the season in Game 1 right here in this arena against Sydney, to kind of end it and go full circle has been kind of an interesting way for us to kind of reflect on where we're at. You know, I don't think we're playing that bad except for our last home game. That's the one that will haunt me forever. That one was really, really hard. But other than that, this group since December 30th has competed at a really, really high level. And we've won those road games, and we've competed and made runs on the road and been in position to win every game since the 30th of December. And I think that's where we talked about we wanted to be. We wanted to be the best version of ourselves by the end of the season. I think we will be healthy for that play-in game, 100%. I think our guys will be ready. And I think we have the confidence to believe that we can win anywhere at any time now. And we'll, you know, it's not how you want to go into the playoffs, but there is an accomplishment for the 36ers making it in. And that's been a while since we've gotten to play a bonus extra game or whatever it may be. And, you know, we'll take a lot of pride in that and try to get our group ready to win a road playoff game. I'm super excited about the opportunity in my first year to be able to do that, and I think the group will be ready.
Do you know when that game is?
I do not.
Just a little bit. It's Sydney, right? Sydney lost.
I guess it would be Sydney, and yeah, potentially.
The record's real good against Sydney.
Yeah. You know, our record against the top teams has been really good. I think we've played some epic games along the way. We've played well against Sydney. We've played well against some other teams. The one team that we couldn't figure out right now is Perth. Give them a lot of credit. But I think those top teams, I think we should have the confidence and we should have the edge, and we should be, like I said, healthy and energized. And even this game, as much as this hurts to go down the stretch and lose that lead, the way it kind of happened and stuff, to be able to use that as fuel to help us in this week of preparation to get ready for a road playoff game. I don't know if there's any environment quite like this one. This is pretty unique. You know, the fans here, it's awesome. Second best to Adelaide. And, you know, but I'm really, really, really excited about being healthy and taking a swing, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, Mike, just one from me, because I don't want to keep you sitting there all night. But I think we can assume that Tasmania won't win by 65 points tomorrow night. So let's take that off the table. Going back into Sydney, I think you can make a case that your two best wins all season have been in Sydney against the Kings. How good do you feel going into this game to try to keep your season alive now next week, knowing it's going to be there? Yeah,
well, I would probably, you know, I don't know. I think that we had 3 wins against Illawarra. We had a really, really good game against United at home. You know, I think there's some other games there that this group has really, really competed. I get we have an absolute ton of respect for Sydney and what Gorge does. We've played well there. You know, the time that we lost to them was right here in this building in game 1 of the year, and I still feel that one. I can tell you every play down the stretch if you want me to. You know, I think you want your group going into the playoffs. You want them confident. You want them ready to compete. You want to be healthy, right? You got to be really good. You got to be healthy, and then you got to get a little bit lucky in the playoffs. I mean, that's the way it's always been. Those are 3 factors. I think we're the first 2. I know we're there, and then we'll control our attitude and our energy, and we'll be ready to compete whenever that game is. I don't know, 13th, 14th, whatever they decide.
Yeah, I think 2 of your best wins, maybe not your best 2, but just to finish, just lastly, do you expect Jarrell to play? It sounds like he's a pretty good chance to play.
He will play.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Mike.
Okay, thanks, guys. Okay.
Yeah, Mike, you spoke about obviously the lack of depth, but one guy who stood up tonight was Lap Main with the 13 points, 4 rebounds and 2 assists. I guess that's something that you guys have been craving over the last couple of weeks here in particular games. What's his importance like going into the playoffs this year?
Well, he's turned into a Swiss Army knife for us, man. He's been a utility player, right? He's probably, I've said this a few times, if there's one guy that's impacted our team more than anybody over this run and since December 30th, it's been Ladd at the 3. His length and what he's been able to do against some of the top scorers. And, unfortunately, Bryce gets hot today, but I can think of some other times along the way. But his length, his ability to switch, his ability to, protect the rim. From the weak side, like you saw that big block, and then he runs the other way and he gets a 3. I mean, those are huge winning turnaround type plays. But what Latt's been able to do is change our defense, impact us on the defensive end and the rebounding end. And then, he works as hard as anybody. We talk about 0.5 reads, and when he catches it, being ready. I don't care if he shoots it or drives it or whatever. I just don't want him to hesitate. I thought he played that way tonight, and it was a huge lift for us. I'm excited about where he is as a young player and his growth during the year. I think his future is extremely bright at multiple different positions. What you saw tonight was he started at the 3, went to the 4, and then unfortunately when we had fouls, he had to be a 5.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck at Sydney.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And let me clarify, Bryce Cotton is the man.